Okay, so here's how to schedule teams for all of our worship gatherings through Planning Center. If you go to planningcenteronline.com, usually it'll pop up with your login screen. Once you've logged in, you can have it save your password so you don't have to do all this again, but if you need to, do that. You click login, it'll probably take you to your dashboard. Sometimes it'll take you to the thing that you're at most often. But if it looks like this, you probably won't have near as many as I do. But the way you get to worship is you go up here, click around home, and then click on services. So services is where you do all your scheduling from. So each month, each series, I create all of the, we call these flows for each Sunday. And you can schedule as many flows as are under this list. Sometimes when you first log in, it may look like this. Just click the little arrow and that'll bring all of these down. So you're under the ones that say worship gatherings. It should have the current series up and then flows for each Sunday of that month. So what we're going to do is we're going to schedule all of these here. Now, the way you do that is through handy little gadget over here called the Matrix. No, you are not subsumed into a body collection system of robots who took over the earth. This is just the way you schedule for our worship gatherings. Now, you'll want to click on the little arrow here and tell it how many plans you want to look at. So previous plans, just anything that happens before this, we probably won't need to see any of those. And then we're going to look at the next. We're going to look at the next 5, even though this one is already scheduled. I'll show you how to edit that in just a second. So we'll have 5 plans. Click on Matrix. Boom. This is what pops up. Give it a second to populate. Some of this is a little confusing, and you can minimize what's up over here. This gives you everything for every week. Here is service times. You don't need to see that, so you can minimize that. This is the order. This is what the worship director will use to go in and schedule songs, add items, all that kind of stuff. You don't need to see the order either, so you can click the arrow there to minimize that. This stuff is what you're going to want. Now, if you look up here at the top, it has all the weeks that you're going to schedule. August 27th, you can see already scheduled, so we're going to remove that plan. All right? So you only want up here the weeks that you're going to schedule. So we start with the month of September, 3rd, 10th, 17th, 24th. Okay? Then you look down here, and what you'll see with these red circles are how many spots are available for that particular position under that particular team for that week. So, we have 2. It defaults to 2 hospitality folks per week. If we want to change that, for example, this week is our big anniversary week. Say we want 3 hospitality people on. You just click the little plus button, adds one that's needed. Normally, leave it on the default. For our tech team, we try to have 1 person running audio, that's usually Nate, 1 person running our live stream, that's usually Bobby, and then 1 person running Pro Presenter, that's often Alex or Ross, or hopefully Jonathan can get back into doing that. But we'll populate that, and I'll show you what this does in a minute. For our worship team, right now we don't have anybody on bass, so this one kind of gets ignored. Drums you'll see populated, guitar you'll see populated, keys you'll occasionally see. Right now that's just Emily, and you can see she has gone in and selected that as a preferred date for her. And then for vocals, what these folks seem to like to do is to go ahead and just schedule themselves. What we're going to do is do the rest of the scheduling, and if there's nobody in here, it'll populate in these spaces once we click the automatic scheduler. But for whatever reason, the vocalists like to just go in and do it themselves. so I kind of let them do it, unless I have some alternative that I need to reschedule, folks. So here's kind of what it looks like. You don't need to see plan notes. This is all we need are these 3 categories here, because hospitality, tech team, and worship team are what we schedule for each week. So if this all looks how we want it to look, which at this point it does, you come up here and you see the little magic wand. Yes, it's a magic wand because it does amazing things like auto schedule. So we click on auto schedule. Then we look at the teams. So if we get a worship leader somewhere down the road, we can delete the teams that we don't want to auto schedule here. But right now we're doing all 3. So we want hospitality up, tech team up, worship team up, We have all the teams we want to schedule up. And then we just click submit. It thinks for a little bit, and then through the magic of their algorithm, puts people into each of the categories. And once it's done with that, it will come back and tell you what's what. All right. So there are a couple tweaks we usually make sure of after it does this. We go back and we look and see, okay, does all this make sense? So here, Kirsten, I'm not sure why it still has you as a setup or a greeter. So we remove that. Okay, so we'll go back and look at this. Allie and Jackie, okay, that's probably fine. Matt, usually it's just Jackie and not Matt on setup, so we usually take Matt off, mostly because we're focusing on him being a drummer down here. Colleen and Courtney. All right, so this is a good Sunday. Ross and Jackie, probably a good Sunday. Let's take a look and see to add somebody. You just click right here, and it will pull up the people who have no conflicts and can be scheduled. Well, so we look at this, and the people who don't have conflicts are Allie and Matt. We just took Matt off. So we look down here and see, okay, is there anybody we can kind of switch in, switch out? And it doesn't look like it. It looks like everybody else is scheduled out. So what we could do is we could put Allie on and maybe take Allie off here on the 10th and see if there's somebody else who could do the 10th. The answer is no. All right, well, let's put Allie back on, take her off of the 17th, and if we can only do two on the 17th, we can only do two on the 17th. Let's see who else comes up on the 3rd. Okay, so we got some options. Let's put Courtney on the 3rd then. Okay, Allie and Courtney on the 3rd, Allie and Jackie on the 10th, Jackie and Ross on the 17th, Colleen and Courtney on the 24th. Looks like that's a good lineup for our setup, our hospitality. Okay, so let's go look at our tech team. Right now, unless Jonathan wants to be on, we're going to take him off and see if there's somebody else available. Normally, we just pencil Bobby in each one of these weeks. Ross, right now, he's listed as available, but just on, if we need him sort of basis. So let's take Ross off of these and leave Ross on for hospitality when he can be there. Nathan and Bobby, Alex and Bobby. If Nate's available, we just kind of put Nate here. So let's go to the 10th and see if Nate's available. And he is. So unless Nate says otherwise, we just put Nate in for all the audio, Bobby in for all of the live stream. So you can kind of drag and drop. If it'll let me do it. Well, let's do it this way. Remove Bobby from the 3rd position. Put Bobby in on the 2nd position. Okay. So unless there are conflicts, we just kind of do this. Now, I thought Alex was gone on the 10th. So I'll show you how we work that later. Let's leave this here for now. Let's see if Alex is available for the 17th. That's our big Sunday. Nope, he's gone. He's got a conflict. So maybe he is around on the 10th. Okay. So it does look like he put in his preferred and block dates. And he's out on the 24th. Okay, good to know. And let's see about this date. Okay, and he's blocked out. So he did put in his block dates. Good for him. Okay, so this is the only day he's available. We're going to schedule him. All right. So looks good for the tech team. Now let's go through the worship team. We try to balance between Matt and Taylor on for drums. So it looks like Matt's up for first 2 weeks, Taylor for the last 2 weeks. That's fine. We can leave that for now until we hire a worship leader. I'm on for guitar. That's good. Keys, I need to take Eliza off because she doesn't play keys, and I'm not sure how she got put on there in the first place. So we take Eliza off for keys, right? And then for vocals, Jerry is a guest vocalist that still occasionally gets scheduled, so if you see her on there, take her off. And then looks like everybody else is scheduled. Looks like April put in her dates, so this one might not work, but I'll show you how that gets canceled out automatically later on down the road. Just for kicks and giggles, let's see if there's anybody available here. So Eliza's up, but she put in her preferred dates, which probably means she doesn't want that date. So we'll leave her off of that for now. Okay, so little tweaking, little editing, and boom, we have what looks like a solid schedule. Now what do we do? Well, we got to notify all these people of their dates. So if we go up here, you see this little email button. You click on that, and that'll pull up who we want to send all of these notifications to. So scheduled people, that's what we want this on. All three teams, hospitality, worship, and tech, include all 4 plants. So you can schedule months out and then say, okay, only a certain number you want to send, because we could go ahead and schedule all of October, but only send them notifications for 4. But for now, we did 4. Let's use 4. Leave these the way they are, and then click Next, and it'll bring up the template of the email that will be sent to all of these fine folks. I don't change it unless there's something in here that doesn't make any sense. You've been placed on the schedule with following dates. To respond or simply view the schedule, click the appropriate button below. And it gives them the opportunity to either confirm or deny the dates that they have been scheduled for. And so for now, what we do is we click Send, and boom, messages sent. Done and dusted. Then what will happen is an email is sent to all of these folks, and they can either come in and either confirm their dates or cancel. And so what you end up seeing is they either reply that they're confirmed or they decline. And when you get a decline notice, that's when we come back in and maybe try to find somebody else if it's a rough week, or if both people for whatever reason missed their notifications, and say Allie and Jackie were like, oh shoot, I forgot, I'm not going to be there. They both cancel. Then we go back in and say scramble, try to find somebody who can fill in. But that's how you schedule, and you're done and dusted. Now you can check on these by going to your plans here and clicking on, say, the first of the ones that we scheduled. Now, for me, it'll pop up and give me my opportunity to accept what you just sent me. So I'll click Accept. And then down here, under where it says Teams on the left side here, it'll have everybody that was just scheduled. And so if you click on Hospitality, it'll say, okay, Allie and Courtney were scheduled. Now, orange means they haven't confirmed yet, but hopefully they'll go in and confirm. Okay. Then under tech, same with Nate and Bobby. Hopefully they'll confirm, except that the tech team never does, which drives me nuts. And then the worship team, we know myself, April, and Eliza are all on for the 3rd, and hopefully Matt will confirm for the drums. So we check to make sure that all went through, and then we just wait for them to either confirm or decline their dates. All right. So that is the super simple and effective process of scheduling in Planning Center.